Hey TP, you're a pit and I'm a pit, so we should go out cause I like women.
Go away, Clay.
You're all plebs.
You know what, Ryan? No, you.
I created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of mix with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag. And
Everyone look, it's not Todd in the Shadows.
Why the hell have I decided to do this?
We don't know either, and frankly, it would have been better that way.
Cue intro.
No.
Boss battles are an important part of video games, and I face plenty of amazing ones. However, there are those bosses that completely ruin your game and make you think that the world hates you by creating that fight. Remember that these are not the worst bosses ever, just 10 battles that I really don't like for various reasons.
Excuse me, sir, but literally all I can hear from you is this. Bosses are good, but these bosses are bad. And I'm gonna count down my least favorite.
What happens when you fuse a genie with a bowling pin and you put it in a Kirby game?
You get a bunch of pseudo-intellectuals.
Oh no, he found us out!
You get extremely lame Mr. Bluter. Now, if you see my top 9 Kirby's Adventure with bosses, like you should,
You should all follow Bob on Twitter. We post absolutely nothing.
you remember that this guy wasn't at the bottom of the list. However, even though Wispy was his words, I didn't have expectation for him. I mean, it's Jordan Wispy Woods, what do you expect? This guy on the other hand is bland as hell.
Even though you just described him as a genie x bowling pin x Kirby game OTP.
Sounds steamy.
Also, let's not rag on the first boss of the game. That's way too easy. Instead, let's rag on the second boss of the game. So much better.
Yes, this fight is lame. First off, Moldarach is just a bigger version of the normal enemies called Arachas, and I hate when I find this cliché, because it always brings us shitty boss battles. Giant Goomba.
King Dodongo from Ocarina of Time, Valhalla from Wind Waker, Argus from A Link to the Past. This is not the only case of this happening. And it doesn't help your case that Moldarach at least guards, unlike the Araga, who are easily defeated by a simple swing of your sword.
Moldarach attacks with its tail and pincers, which have eyes inside of them. How does that make sense? Not only that, but it's probably the easiest boss in the game, and the fact that it was the end of one of the best dungeons didn't help either. Yeah, the music might be good, however, it doesn't fit the battle.
It doesn't fit the battle because it's easy. You give no other reason as to why, so I'm just going to assume that your reasoning is solely based on how you don't like the guy. A thought process I simply can't get behind.
Overall, it's one big mess up in an otherwise great selection of bosses. Yes, I enjoyed the fights against the imprisoned as well, but you're okay with that, right?
Oh, that's nasty.
Yuck.
Ew. Gross.
Mad World is a very fun game.
It's the shamans, isn't it?
Wielding an arm-mounted chainsaw, which is an amazing weapon to use. So what happens when your main weapon doesn't damage the boss? I know that if you want a shitty boss,
It's the shamans, isn't
many
it?
people will tell you to go with the shamans. And while they are a really bad boss, I decided to go with the penultimate boss of this game, Martin.
Hey, I knew it! Wait, what?
Don't worry, the next one will be predictable once you see the game it's from.
Also, the only way to damage Martin is by blasting him to no end with a missile launcher. Oh come on! I have a chainsaw! I'm supposed to use it for something!
How is rocket launcher bad?
Because no chainsaw.
But rocket launcher boom boom better than chainsaw vroom vroom.
But chainsaw!
No. Not any more chainsaw.
Hades has just swallowed you, so you proceed inside his body,
Hey look, it's Clay!
Off with your fasce.
which is a very annoying dungeon, and you must prepare yourself for an incredibly shitty boss battle.
Crap, I really thought it was gonna be the shamans.
Super Paper Mario is not full of great bosses, and there are plenty of bad battles to choose. I was usually going with Super Dimension for how disappointingly easy of a final boss it was.
I didn't like this boss, so I'm going to spoil it for everybody because fuck if I know.
If you Luigi's Super Jump, Donchi will be annihilated in a few seconds. Counting the fact that he's the penultimate boss of this game.
He's not the penultimate final boss, he's the boss of the penultimate final level. The penultimate fight is, depending on how you want to view it, Count Black or Dementio.
Shao Kahn is as cheap as no you, so we're skipping.
Yeah, Celosia is a fucking stupid boss. First off, let's look at the design. It's a small and swift lion. Kinda strange considering that most of the Colossi are huge.
How is that a problem? Even the game's smallest Colossi tower over you.
Armor, so you cannot damage him. However, Celosia fears the fire, so you ignite a stick to scare him. Okay, a Colossus that is scared of a little flame.
Well, fire
After you
hurts!
made him fall off and lose his armor, don't jump on him! If you go down, Celosia will charge at you as soon as he can, and it will take forever to Wonder to wake up.
Do you, by any chance, drop down trying to attack it despite lacking the accuracy to land on Celosia? How about instead, you shoot an arrow at it to get it to run back up, then have it strike one of the braziers again? See? Far less risky, gets the same job done.
So he sucks.
Basically.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no, the clip cut itself out, pleb.
First off, you're constantly running, and to damage the robot, you have to turn around for a bit, which puts you in a lot of hazard. The robot attacks with electric spears, throwing wrecked vehicles, swinging his arms if you go too close, and an extremely annoying attack that electrifies the wall water below. And to add to their torture, the brain robot has so much health. Seriously, not only it's hard to hit, but it takes forever to destroy him. Why a SNK Flamer? Why? Metal Slug 6 is already a bad game if compared to the likes of Metal Slug X and 3.
Oh, you mean those games that are often slated to be worse than Metal Slug 6?
Also, you seem to lack the foresight to see why this difficult boss is difficult. So come closer and I'll explain. Closer? A little closer. No, not that close! You make me feel uncomfortable! Okay, you're good. You listening? It's the third boss out of 5 bosses in the game, you freaking Ezio cosplayer! Hey, Ezio!
And it's funny that you complain about walking backwards in this fight, when in Metal Slug 3, you literally do the exact same thing for the first boss. 10 out of 10 when Metal Slug again. Time Eater can go fuck a duck, so how about them number ones?
Wait, why did you say number ones?
Why don't we look to the end of the Time Eater segment, shall we?
Before going to the final entry, I have to say that number 1 is a tie between 2 bosses from the same franchise that I despise. Let's start with the first one of these two.
Yeah, he gave his hard-to-hear explanation about the number 1 having 2 entries during the number 2, while Sonics are on the screen and Sonic music is in the backgrounds.
Clearly a genius move to top all genius moves in the Countdown community.
Yes, quite.
I'm so fancy. You already know.
Oh man, this game! In case you didn't know, I hate the original Pokemon Ranger. This game is up there among my most hated video games of all time.
That is quite enough.
Hi, Dino Kirby. Man, it's been 2 years since that commentary. Good times, good times.
Fucking Steelix!
Steelix? Really? I thought that was easy. Well, compared to the other bosses in the game, that is.
You know your entry sucks when even the one person who can somehow sound less like he cares than you do disagrees with you.
Steelix is in this game a total pain in the ass. It doesn't have a big circle number, that it can be beaten with a fighting or shock Pokeasses, but that is easier said than done, and for many reasons. First off, Steelix is gigantic, so it's hard to circle around him non-stop. Steelix has no attacks, but he doesn't need them, because his own body damages your styler, so you have to be extremely careful to not even touch him, or you will break your capture device. Steelix is officially the ultimate cheap-ass.
I like how he's talking about how hard Steelix is, yet the footage shows him freaking mutilating him. Good job! Nice to see your own footage disagreeing with you.
And so we reached number 1.
Huh?
It's been
Huh?
hard to do. And it's not
Huh?
a Pokemon game. But it's already...
Huh?
Don't you remember? You're supposed to raise the volume.
Well, how about you raise your own freaking volume? you pleb.
Ow! Why?
Look, even the video is punishing him.
Bad Guildmaster. Bad Guildmaster. Bad.
Is this the game? Is this the game? No, not this one.
No, Guildmaster, the camera will not walk away. You don't have to keep checking on it.
I don't know what to say about this game, other than it's a piece of shit!
If this isn't the final boss, I'm gonna be shocked.
It is the true definition of disappointing game. The story sucks, the characters suck, the game is easy, the music is not great. But hey, we are here to talk about bosses, right? So let's see. After the final dungeon trying to stop something from destroying the Pokemon world, you fight Kyurem in what I consider the only good fight from this game. Then there's the final boss. What could this evil be? Maybe a final version of Arceus? What? The final boss of this Pokemon game is a giant snowflake?
Called it. Let's see how bad these arguments are. Wave 2.0.
In phase 1, you cannot damage the Bittercold. However, he can, going Gaia style with unknown attacks. After a cutscene with plot twist number 9000!
You anger me for even coming close to referencing memes.
Lolly Maymays!
The thing itself isn't even a plot twist. How do the Rainbows of Hope appear and count as a fucking plot twist?
Because Maymays!
Shut up!
The second phase begins, and now you can attack the boss. Instead, you still can't grasp the form of Bittercold's attacks, which can reduce your stats or confuse you. What an annoyance. Did Rayquaza or Primordialga have these kind of attacks? No!
No, but in turn, Rayquaza and Primordialga have incredibly high attack stats and incredibly strong attacks, including Primordialga's Roar of Time, which can hit you from anywhere in the room and potentially one-hit KO you.
Oh, did I forget? Even if you die during the second phase, don't worry, because the Bittercold's health does not refill.
Ah! Why would you do that?
Because of everything.
That hurt, though.
Now, look at how you still heal because of your human anatomy.
Still hurt.
Wanna know something? Ice doesn't heal like us. Besides, you revive right in front of it. So ugh you.
Making this fight also insultingly easy even if you lose it the first time.
Yeah, so easy even though you said you can die to it. Good job.
And when you really think about it, was the point of the Primordialga fight to be about difficulty? Was Rayquaza's main appeal how hard he was? No, it never was and it never will be. So why are you getting on the Bittercold's case for difficulty? It's a story-driven boss in a story-driven game. If you really want to talk about how the fight sucks, talk about how the story sucks, and not just tell us this shit at face value.
You know, TP, this actually brings up an interesting question. Why is the Bittercold tied with Steelix anyways?
Didn't he dislike them for basically the complete opposite reasons?
I guess he just wants to subvert his one franchise per entry rule by sticking two fights from the same series at the same spot, even though they have nothing to do with each other. You know, you don't have to follow that rule if you don't want to, especially with the results we got.
It's like he wanted to do a top 11, but then decided against it because going one step beyond is too hard.
This is my least favorite, no, worst boss I've ever faced, because everything is shit during this fight.
That's not what you said earlier.
Remember that these are not the worst bosses ever. Just 10 battles that I really don't like for various reasons.
Guildmaster, you are so grounded. Go to your room and think about what you've done.
But he's just a child. He doesn't understand.
Now! Oh my gosh, my freaking right ear. Just blew. It felt like steam literally came out of my ears. Yeah, the video is pretty much over, despite the fact that his credits is like 2 minutes long. So yeah, final thoughts?
You know, I can say at least one good thing about this list. At least it's not Ryan's top 15 hated characters list.
At least it's not a Gligar commentary!
At least I'm not a pleb like you two.
TP, I will freaking slap you. I will grab you, strangle you, and then I will freaking rip out Clay's entrails and strangle you with them. And then, no, the body!